Welcome. I have a talk today with Croix, and it's about SEO. Bridget and I have been talking about SEO for some time, and our focus was always small business and nonprofits, and SEO is really important to both. So I thought I'm going to do the talk for you before I do the talk for them. So yeah, if you're a nonprofit or a small business or just someone kind of interested in SEO, this might be interesting for you. I think for nonprofits, it's very important because nonprofits, I don't think are, everybody thinking we need to be found on the internet. People aren't going to be searching for us. And I don't think that's really true. I think people will be searching for what you're doing, what programs you're offering as a nonprofit, and also what you're talking about, issues that are important to you, whether that be on social media, which Google indexes, or on your blog or your website. So I'm just going to start this presentation here, and I hope that you get a lot out of it. All right. So the talk is the art of SEO, and I'm just going to, there we go. Not so technically inclined. It's only 8:30 in the morning. So the art of SEO, and I've got 3 points I'd like to talk about. The first one is, what is SEO, for those of you who don't know. And then I'd like to talk about e-commerce SEO, which might sound, not so relevant for nonprofits, but a nonprofit is a business. You're bringing money in, you're providing services, people are donating, people are giving up their time, which is a resource. And you might even actually have a shop where you are selling things. A lot of nonprofits have that. So the e-commerce side of SEO is also really important. And then I'd like to shortly talk about SEO tools that are available. So the first question is, what is SEO? Search engine optimization. And please, what does it have to do with donuts? Well, actually quite a lot. If you think of the internet, being a donut store, and all of the billions of websites that we have being donuts, you can imagine the first problem that we're going to have is finding the specific donut that we want. And anyone who searched for anything on Google or Bing or Yahoo knows it's not always immediately clear, maybe to the search engines, what they're looking for. And we might have to filter and be more descriptive. A donut, I think, is a really great example because there are regional variations. There are country-specific donuts. Like in Germany, we have Berliner in the north, and we have Krapfen in the south. There are jelly donuts, chocolate donuts, French donuts, long johns, even the spelling. Some people spell donuts D-O-N-U-T-S, and some spell it D-O-U-G-H-N-U-T-S. So, to find a donut might not be that simple. So, I think really, when it comes down to it, SEO means really 3 things. The first thing is to understand what people are looking for and what their intent is. Are they looking to buy a donut? Are they looking to have donuts delivered? Are they looking for a donut recipe? Are they looking for a donut machine? Are they looking for donuts for the family or just for a quick snack? So you can think about, those questions pretty much for anything that people are looking for. So it really comes down to what is the intent of the person searching. Then there's 2 other aspects of SEO which are quite important. The first thing is, what are our goals as a business or as a nonprofit? And what are the goals that we've set out for our website? These goals are going to probably be different than the goals we have for our social media, for our shop, for our email campaigns. So our website, that which can be found, most easily by search engines, has a specific goal. So it's really important to make very clear what that goal is. And then coming back to user intent, what are our visitors' goals? What do they really want? Like, really, what is their end goal? And if we can understand that, we'll understand a little better what they're looking for, how they will look for things, and then we'll be able to deliver that to them. Probably a really good exercise to set up, a few questions and say, look, what's my primary SEO KPI for my website, for my social media, for my shop? And KPI, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the term, this is a key performance indicator. Could be more organic searches, could be more clicks, could be more customers, could be a higher return on my investment. So there are specific goals that you have, and you should really write those down and think about those. What's really a big game changer for SEO is what we used to call mobile search, and now I think it's more relevant to call it local search, because that's what we do with our mobile phones. We're on the street, we're looking for a shop, looking for donuts, and then our SEO can really be finely tuned for local. So is our product relevant to a local search? How far away are we from people who are searching? And how prominent are we in that local search? Are we a very well visited and recommended restaurant, or are we the new kid on the block? So usually when we think of SEO, we think of keywords, right? Well, keywords are really important, okay? But it comes down to, we ask ourselves, what are people looking for specifically? All right. How are people looking for it? Are they looking for it on their desktop? Are they looking for it on their phone? Are they looking for it in Google, Bing, Yahoo? Are they looking for it in Twitter? Hashtags are search terms. So it's really important to understand how people are looking for these keywords. Another question is, how many people are looking for it? Is it a really popular keyword? What we call it a short tail keyword? Or is it a long tail keyword? Something maybe people aren't looking for so much. If we look at our donut example, are people looking for glazed donuts with a cheeseburger inside? That they exist. So it's really important to know, how many people are looking for our product, and where they are. And then the third point is, in what format are they looking to find this information? Are they looking for a website? Are they looking for a product to buy? Are they looking for an ebook or a white paper? Are they looking to connect with people on social media who are also looking for these terms? So this is really important to think about, not just saying, okay, I've got 5 keywords, but really to understand the purpose of these keywords. And this is where, I thought it was stuck. So if we go, we move away from donuts and think about ice cream, why not? We could, ask ourselves the, following questions, like, what terms are people looking for specifically when it comes to ice cream? How are people searching for these terms? And what is the best format that we can offer in-house that fits the intent of the person searching? Ice cream example would be ice cream to go, back to the donuts, ice cream maker, are people looking for this in seasonal times? Is this really a popular term in the summer, in the winter? And these sorts of questions that we can really understand the keywords that people are looking for. And then there are further questions, what types of ice cream are people looking for? We mentioned seasonal trends already. What words do they use? Do they use parfait, sundae, cones, cornetto, ice cream sandwich? What questions are they asking? Because a lot of Google searches are exactly that. They're questions. About 30% probably. Where can I find the best ice cream? Which ice cream goes best with hot fudge? Is ice cream really unhealthy? People will ask these questions, and if we can answer these questions in our content, it will help people find us. Okay. We should also really understand why people are searching for ice cream. Are they looking for like health-related, questions when it comes to ice cream? Are they looking for ice cream for parties? Really, why are people searching? And for local search, where are they located? Are we a local ice cream parlor? Or are we an ice cream parlor that's 200 miles away? Do we deliver ice cream? So it's really important to understand these sorts of questions. We usually think about looking for keywords to be found in Google, but that's just one of the ways. We can research our keywords for search engine optimization, or PPC, which is pay-per-click. So we can come up with terms, have our website found, have our Google ads found. So that's one type of keyword search. But we also have keywords that are used in social media. We have keywords that can be used in content marketing, such as white papers or ebooks or infographics. Try looking for something in Google next time, and then you might notice there's a lot of results that end up in taking you to Pinterest, and Pinterest offers a lot of infographics, etc., which is content marketing. And then, the other consideration for keywords is for market research. You can use Google Ads for that, to understand what keywords people are using that activate your ads. And this will give you a lot of new information. I think you'll be really surprised. This is worth $1 a day Google ad, really. So another element to SEO is our on-page SEO, okay? By on-page SEO, I mean these elements that are part of our page and that reflect in Google. There's a lot of them. I'm not going to go through them all right now, but I really think the most important part is formatting your website so that it's readable by Google, so Google understands your website and what it's offering. And if you want to be found in Google, number one thing is your meta description. This is the snippet, and here's some snippets for vegan ice cream. And what's good is I've put in Google vegan ice cream in New York, and then you can see the results. Now, which of these results might you click on? Probably the second one, because it's got exactly what you searched for in the snippet. And it's in bold. I mean, you're probably going to click on that second one because it's basically answered your question. So that's something to keep in mind. Another really important part about for on-page SEO is your URL structure. Okay, this is the path that you see for your website. It's really important to have very clear page names, to have your pages organized, to have a URL length that is not too long and is speakable, which means it doesn't have a question mark and then a bunch of numbers. This says nothing to anyone. The keywords are really useful to have in the URL as well. Okay, and that's really because if you go to Google, you can check this for yourself. Look at all the Google searches, the search results, and you'll find that each of these links, most of them, maybe one or two aren't, but most of them are not the home page. You click on those and they go to pages, internal pages within a website. Because of that, it's really, really important to have a good URL structure for each of your pages. Another aspect of SEO is technical SEO. Don't worry, we're not going to get too technical. There's three really important parts of technical SEO. One, that Google understands how websites work, specifically our website. And that's a problem because Google is a machine and we are people. They need to understand our website specifically, and we need to understand how our users are interacting with our websites to make it a good user experience for them. So the first thing that's really important for Google is that our website is properly structured and laid out. That it's easy when the robots go through the site, that they understand, okay, here's the home page. There are 3 major sections to it. In each section, we have donuts, ice cream, pizza. It's very clear. Okay, we can't expect users to learn how to use our website, and so we cannot expect that from Google either. It will just give us a lower search ranking. So to make sure we have good layout and structure, we should also have a properly coded website. Shouldn't be any spaghetti code. Clean HTML, clean CSS, good performing JavaScript and PHP. When this is good, Google will be happy. We want Google to be happy. We can help search machines understand our website by using the schema markup, okay, so that we have proper structured websites. We can have canonical web pages so that we understand if we have duplicate content, that we have one main page talking about ice cream, and maybe we have then sub pages, and it could be duplicate content because we might have a shop. So we could have, you know, chocolate ice cream, vanilla ice cream, you know, margarita pizza, salami pizza. But the canonical for that would be, of course, you know, the main pizza page, the main ice cream page. This, you know, SEO has makes a lot of requirements on our CMS. This is why it's very important to have a good content management system. You know, WordPress has about half the websites that use what CMS at the moment. There's Drupal, there's Joomla. It should be a good CMS that will help us. And the third point, a technical point, is you know, for us to understand how our users interact with our websites. It's really important. Okay. If our website is not easy to use, people will leave. If they don't find what they're looking for, people will leave. So our website should be responsive. You know, if possible, we can, you know, create our websites, you know, AMP websites, the automated mobile pages. Obviously, Google has been mobile first indexing for, you know, quite a few years now. But what's really interesting is where we're going with SEO, and that is with our assistants, you know, Google Home, Alexa, Siri, because, you know, that's really kind of the future. The third part is our off-page SEO. And our off-page SEO is, of course, you know, social media. And so we've got our shared or our earned media, you know, this is our social media or SOM, search optimized media. We've got, no, that's a typo. It's supposed to be SMO, I'm sorry, search, social media optimized, I'm sorry. Then we've got our SEA, our search engine advertising, that's our Google Ads, and then we've got our content marketing, our owned media. And, you know, that's really all part of SEM, search engine marketing. You know, we've got our SEO, SEA, SMO, and that all comes under the umbrella of our search engine marketing. So what happens away from our website is really important. Google can index everything that happens in social media. Google Ads can help us, and our content marketing is really important because that's, you know, our blog posts, that's people talking about us, that's our press, that's our media. So these things are really, really important, not just what happens on our website. This all builds up to our domain authority. And it shows that we are experts, that we are an authority, and that we're trusted. The more and more links that we get to our website from others, the more often people are talking about our content, sharing our content on social media, purchasing or donating, and then repeating that process. This shows Google that we are a trusted source. We're a relevant source of information. That's what Google wants. Google wants to give results that will answer people's questions, and they want these results to be relevant. And, you know, that's why domain authority is really, really important. SEO is really, really going beyond, you know, the idea of link building. It's really about, you know, awareness, our content being amplified, and that we're influencing people, and that we become an authority. Rand Fishkin, who was one of the founders of Moz, and now is with SparkToro. You know, he and his team came up with a great idea I wanted to quickly share with you, called influence marketing. It really is about making smart, organic SEO. And their idea was creating a flywheel where, you know, you publish content, you know, keyword targeted content, you share that on social media. You're going to then attract people who are going to be following us and spreading, you know, the good word. That grows our authority, and then our brand affinity would, you know, will be optimized, and we'll get more and more people. And why it's called a flywheel as opposed to just a cycle is that a flywheel, you know, stores this excess energy. every engine has these flywheels. So it's not working against each other. And this sort of idea is much better than some of the other concepts that we have out there that we know, like, content is king. Okay, but what are you going to do with this content? It's got to be useful. Growth hacking, this is fine, but at some point the growth is hacked, and then where do you go from there? Or the concept of be everywhere. Well, you probably know that's kind of difficult to do. So this flywheel idea is much easier and much more useful. So I wanted to throw that in there. I think it could be very useful to you too. So I wanted to talk now a little bit about e-commerce SEO. And as I said, even for nonprofits, this is important. This whole term e-commerce, Bob Willett said, we should just drop this e-commerce because it's commerce. I mean, we're doing it online now for how many years? E-commerce SEO is really another world. It's different than your vanilla SEO. It's not just keywords. It's really optimizing the entire customer journey. Them hearing about your product, considering your product, purchasing the product, telling other people about the product. Every element of that can be optimized for SEO. So it's a lot more work, but certainly very, very interesting. There's 3 factors that go into the life of our website or our product, and that really is intent, attention, and data collection. And with intent, that is us looking for something. We're probably going to be on a search engine. Our attention is pretty much our social media activities. And then, the AI part are the algorithms in all of these tools that we use, whether it be search, whether it be a shop, whether it be social media, and they're collecting and understanding how we interact, what we want. So we receive more and more personalized results. So, it's us learning, it's the machines learning. It's really an ongoing process. And I think that's really very, very integral to e-commerce. I want to throw this in. I mentioned Alexa and Siri, voice search. This is really where it's going. I'm not going to read this to you. You can read this. I'll just talk for a bit. I don't know if any of you have tried this. You can talk to your personal assistant. We all do, and say, hey, which local restaurants got pizza on special, or which florist is open, or where the cheapest gas is at the moment. We can use Amazon to put shopping in our lists as well, or we can have it just ordered directly from Amazon. And scary or not, it listens. These tools listen, and then we can also receive a personalized ads on websites that we search. So I think this is really the future. It'll be less that we are having the intent to search for something, and more that these tools will understand our intent, and then they will start to make offers to us. The last thing I wanted to talk to you about, I think I've got like 5 more minutes, perfect, are some of the tools we can use for SEO, because this is a lot of work. SEO is a long game. You're not going to get this done in a week, a month, or even 3 months. You'll continually be working to improve how your information is found by people, all right? Because people's intent changes, Maybe today, donut is the *1 item. Maybe tomorrow, ice cream is the #1 item. So you got to be flexible. Some of the tools I really like and I use for all of my projects when they're necessary. WooCommerce, this is the free WordPress plugin. It's really great. You can use it for stores, but also free things. Don't give away things for free with a download. Plug them into your store. Create that customer journey, that funnel. All right. It helps you with your analytics. It helps you understand what people are doing, and you've got more steps for this process, so you have a better chance to interact with people. All right. Yoast SEO, a great free plugin. Rank Math as well. I prefer the user experience with Yoast a little more than Rank Math, but they're both excellent. If you're looking to understand how your website is performing with SEO, the Systrix, excellent tool for understanding visibility in Google. There's Ahrefs, which has a ton of tools. You know, domain authority is one of the freebies they have. Obviously, Moz. Moz has just so much content that you can read through and learnings. This is great. SEMrush you can use as well. These tools all give you sort of a different view, a different perspective of your website. So don't just use one. Try to mix them up and understand, you know, the different information they're giving you. And of course, Google. Google's got 95% of the market. If you want to understand how your website's doing, then, you know, use the Google tools. There's Google, there's YouTube, there's analytics, there's data center, there's Google Trends, there's Google Search Console, there's Google Ads. I mean, it's just like, if people are going to look for something on Google, then you might want to check Google out. And they offer tons and tons of free tutorials and certification. So I would definitely go for this. Everything can be measured on our websites. If it can't be measured, you probably don't need it. You really, you know, want to be able to see what people are doing and then respond to that. It's important to understand the difference between our vanity and our conversion metrics. You know, vanity metrics, oh, I don't know how many likes you got. Does that really put, you know, ice cream on the table at the end of the day? Probably not. You know, it's really, you know, after they've liked you, have they commented? Have they interacted with you? Have they sent you an email? Have they gone to your website? Have they bought something? And be smart. Stay really realistic with your SEO goals. Don't reach for the moon. You know, go step by step. You'll be happier. You'll see better results. Just be smart. I think that's really, really important. To sum it all up, search engines are really nothing more than an answering machine. Our users are asking them questions, we're asking them questions, and we're getting answers. So, you know, it's not rocket science. Take it easy, use the tools, learn, and yeah, thank you very much. Definitely thank you to the people at Unsplash for all these great free pictures. And of course to Rand Fishkin at Spark Toro for this amazing flywheel concept for our organic SEO. So yeah, I hope that this was interesting, and I look forward to any comments or emails or anything. If you've got any questions, I'd be happy to hear from you. Small business, nonprofit, you know, we're all in this together. You have a great day. Ciao.